stage!
My name's Chris. I'm a graphic designer, so I came to this. I heard there was a demand for designers to start working, so I thought, what better way to use my skills in somewhere that value them, I guess. And I just really like this idea. So I really like the idea of targeting the promoters and the fans and bringing them all together.
I'm Tom. I'm a web and iOS developer. I was just really excited to work with the team. It's always interesting working with a team of people who are passionate, and always good working with designers who can bring your stuff to life. It's fine to code something that is great on the back end, but making it look really nice on the front end is always a nice thing to have as a developer.
Yeah, my name's Chau, and I'm mainly a digital marketing strategist. Promoting is just a side thing. That's where the problem came from, even in the past. So that's good that we're brought out now. And I'm an entrepreneur by heart. I love just bringing my ideas, especially the passion. This is what hits the passion here. And it's a real life problem to be solved. And I love meeting new people, like-minded people. When we get together, the juices flow, ideas just bounce around. I love it.
My name's Ryan. I'm sort of from the business side, but I'm also involved in the music industry, so I sort of produce and manage bands as well. So I saw this idea and thought it was solving a great problem, and thought I could sort of add some expertise in terms of operational, sort of some strategic stuff, and just getting everyone to think about how we're solving a problem, and then obviously revenue models, cost models, things like that, as we pull all our skill sets together and try to make it happen, I guess.
So tell us a bit about Music Pledge and what it's about.
Well, it came from a real life problem. As a promoter myself, I noticed a lot of acts don't come to Adelaide. They miss out. They go to Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide's not on the map. And when they do come, it's embarrassing. Like the turnout was really poor, and you look at photos from Sydney, Melbourne, it's like a packed house, So, and I see people complaining about it, but when they come, why aren't they selling out? So that's where the problem came from. So Music Pledge is where, how about minimise the risk for the promoter, the person bringing them down, rather than bring them down and then don't sell out, lose a lot of money. How about you could get that data knowing that there's a demand for this artist, and then that they're willing to pay, not just say 1,000 people say yes, we want them. They're going to put out some money, right, which will go towards the ticket price later, but at least by putting money down, they're more likely to purchase a ticket, not just all talk, you know what I mean? And
so,
from there,
And it empowers the user as well, because rather than the user just being able to just complain on Facebook and not know whether anything is actually happening, they have the ability to try to affect change and actually put their money where their mouth is and try to make it happen rather than just complaining about it on Facebook and Twitter.
And essentially what we're doing is we've sort of been looking at the whole value chain in the live music industry and thinking, well, how can we solve that problem and add value to all the different stakeholders in the business? So whether that's the band, the artist manager, the booking agent, the venues. So it's really about minimising risk for those people who want to put on shows in perhaps locations which they originally wouldn't consider, by giving them data, I guess, and information about the potential market opportunity. So the fans who want to see those great bands play here when they might not have considered that before.
What was it about Startup Weekend that made you want to use this as a launching platform for you?
Well, the same concept, no talk or action, right? Just force it. It's like a last minute assignment. You find time to do it. Doing this, you attract the right people. The team was just formed like that, like perfect. Everyone has the skill to bring on board, and everyone liked the idea too. They voted for it. That's a prerequisite, and also,
And has this been your first Startup Weekend experience?
Yep.
Only one in the group has been here before.
Okay. And even though this weekend has been a bit stressful, what's one of the funnest things that you've looked forward to and makes it really enjoyable being here?
From the start?
Yeah.
The beers straight up. That was good. And the fact that I pitched last minute, just get up, line up, do a pitch. I did two actually. It was about deciding on one, making quick decisions, being forced to make really quick decisions. Just
you got to think on your feet, don't you?
It actually helped that. It's good.
How was that whole experience for you, like getting up there and going, okay, this is the idea I've got to go with, and standing up in front of a bunch of strangers and having to really sell yourself in 60 seconds? And how did you feel about the voting process afterwards?
Yeah, it was the tricky part was I only came up with the idea probably like 2-3 hours before the night, because I had 5 and I pitched it to like a mentor. He knocked it all back. So I was like, what am I going to do now? I said I was going to pitch, so I had to come up with one. It came with two, don't know why it just came. And then to do it in 60 seconds, do both of them. So I thought of the first one first, sat down, waited till it finished. I was trying to think of the pitch for while they were lighting up. And then just coming out, and yeah, it was good. It's like excites me, it brings me alive a bit. Because I don't know how they're going to react, and for them to vote, it's good to get it out there. That's why I was talking to other people who didn't have a pitch. I go, even though you don't have one, I'm pretty sure you've got an idea. Might as well just get it out there, who knows? I reckon that something could advise someone if they have something they think, oh no, it's not going to work. At least get it out there, who knows?
Yeah.
Don't be scared. You know, it might be the one thing LA needed. Who knows?
You talk about like pitching it to a group of entrepreneurs and people who would know about that. How would you pitch this to, in one sentence to your family and friends and your partner?
Have a voice, have the power to bring who you want down. Yeah, basically.
What about you?
Yeah, it's also really great feedback for the artists as well, so they get to know where their fan base is, and maybe the fans will basically chip in and buy them a plane ticket. That's essentially what can happen. So
yeah, well, that's the thing too. We haven't even talked about that side of things. It's the user is it's great for the user because they're able to make things happen, but it's also great for the artists and the producers because they get a lot of really interesting information themselves. They get to see who is voting, where they're voting from, how often they're voting, and they can tweak their own expectations to match how the campaign is going. So
male, female,
yeah, exactly. They can tweak it. They can say, well, if we indicate that the ticket prices, if it were to go through this price, then we find that we get a much better or worse reaction than if we have the ticket prices this price, and so it allows them to react to that kind of data. And I think over time,
they better understand their market essentially.
Yeah,
who their fans are.
And I think over time that's only going to get better. That data is going to become even more and more valuable and more rich as more campaigns either begin or fail. All of that information is useful.
The show,
the band,
the fan,
music pledge.